Coming to you from the world where the Triforce Goddesses and the Random Number Gods collide, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer League. And we've got Op Get Good versus Talking Heads, and you've got Op Get Good and Talking Heads on commentary. I'm Jex Reffi, and joined today with Nilson Alex 92. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jex. How are you doing?
Doing quite all right. So both of us, we had quite a wild race in our randomizer race earlier in the week. And so we've got SirLinkalot from Op Get Good and matt7898 from Talking Heads. I just pray that it's not as heart-pounding as our race was.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I can handle one of those one more time, so I'm really I really hope that this is not as close as ours.
Yep. So you guys have 9 points. Talking Heads, we've only got 6. So I mean, we could come in and tie at this point. So could be very interesting. But this is Randomizer, which means all the enemies have been shuffled around as well as the items, and the bosses have been just as mixed up. So you may walk into Swamp Palace and find a Trinex, and it won't be fun.
That one is always fun, especially if you're missing one of the items to be able to kill Trinex. So definitely not hoping for a scenario like that.
Nope, not at all. So, but it is still get 7 crystals and defeat Ganon. So nothing, Randomizer is really the only difference that we've got here. And honestly, it'll be interesting to kind of see, what changes with Randomizer is that, things get a little bit easier. Like you don't necessarily need the bow to get to the boss in Eastern Palace. But like we said, there's the issue with Trinex, or frankly, even if it's not Trinex, you have no idea going into a dungeon until you get to the boss room if you're actually going to be able to finish the boss.
And that's the that is what I feel like Randomizer turns into be a good thing, because you have to think in a different way than you normally do as well.
Yeah, especially because of the gambles, because of also, you just kind of have to also know all the different ways that you can kill an enemy or a boss, and we're underway. We've got some reading in Link's house, and in these times, reading at your house is a good idea. We also have a piece of heart at the sanctuary.
Interesting pick up there from Link's house, actually. And there's a really fast map check. So I saw a green pendant, I think.
Green pendant at Eastern, and then I saw a 5/6 crystal at Desert and a regular crystal at Hera.
So we got at least 2 crystals inside Light World. So that's a pretty good start.
Uncle giving us what love he has left.
That's very kind of him.
And we got love on both the Lumberjack Ledge and in the Uncle Tunnel. Or the Uncle Chest.
So we're not going to do Aghanim just because of a piece of heart, that's for sure.
Alright, so we've got Matt heading into Lost Woods. Bush Crab's giving out fairies today.
Could be very necessary without BMOs.
So just a big 20 in the Lost Woods, and Matt's going to do a tree pull for the arrows, and now we'll see what is inside the shack. More sticks.
Getting a lot of sticks here. Nothing we can really use right now, but almost thought Matt would go for a same quit there, to be honest. But let's get our disappointments up. Here comes the pistol hype. Was that a cape on pedestal? Oh, it was Volcano Burna on pedestal. But let's see, we got the heart container, 5 rupees, 20 rupees, and we're getting 50 rupees from the Blind's hideout.
Oh, I was muted that whole time I was going off about the Cane of Burnus. Oh, whoops. Yes, it did say I saw it say invincible, which would mean Cane of Burna.
Yeah, I didn't really. I'm pretty sure it was a cape, but I could be wrong as well.
Well, I can almost assure you, if it's cape, unless we have an item on the bumper ledge, we're not gonna know for certain.
That's for sure. We have our first bottle in the back of the tavern there, and the Siket is not giving us any good items.
And Matt having to... Oh!
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta be careful here.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Randomizer. You can find guards in places where they shouldn't be, like Chicken Hut. I'm not angry.
Yeah, Chicken Hut. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of enemies we will get from the Chicken Hut here in this one.
Alright, so unfortunately though, there are no bombs in any of the prizes in Kakariko, which means we are going to have to buy them, which means you're going to have to get past those red guards. Have fun. Spoiler, it's not fun.
Sir Link made it look a little bit easier, but like you said, it's definitely not easy.
Nope, but Matt also gets in. Here's Randomizer. Normally there are chickens there, and now we have fun out of trying to get past guards just to go by. Oh, here we go
boy.
again!
Oh no, not like this. Oh. Oh. Okay.
Link chugs that blue potion for a sword. Now that's just cruel. That's just cruel.
That's a pretty wild start here, I gotta say.
Matt will now have the cash for the bottle vendor. The more important question is he gonna have the hearts to take care of that of those guards in the Chicken Hut?
That is going to be an interesting part for Matt, but unless there's a sword here in the back of this one check left here in Blind's hideout.
Honestly, Kakariko has been very lacking in stuff today.
It's not been looking good so far, and we get that. Well, it's pretty good to stun the guards in the Chicken Hut.
Yeah, at least you can stun them now.
But this was not a good Kakariko, that's for sure.
Alright. Now here's Matt's attempt. Roadman asking, how enemized is it? We got a full shuffle on the enemies and a full shuffle on the bosses. But their damage is still the same, colors are still the same. We're just shuffling enemies and bosses. We're not shuffling any sort of, damage or anything. And Matt's gonna have to chug that potion too.
He's getting bullied here by the guards. That's a very nasty spot for so many guards. Piece of heart on the library.
Didn't mean to step on you there.
Hey, no worries. Getting a blind check here on the race game from SirLinkalot. really hoping for something good on the race game.
Matt, just gonna go check first, which it's a piece of heart. So basically, they both finish at the same time.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a South Shore check from both of the players.
Matt gets his reading, and going to South Shore as well.
So since Kakariko was pretty much empty, it's going to be interesting to see what we can find down here. And see who maybe goes to a Desert Palace first. There's a very nasty Lionel.
Ooh, flippers in the dam.
I mean, the flipper's pretty good.
We got some sync right now as both runners going neck and neck on their on the same checks here. And we got water toes above what are those, and Lionel's blocking the what are those.
Yeah, Matt getting some very bad spot there with the Lionel. But both flippers and boots, pretty good start. Okay, 5 checks coming up here. Minimal 1K, got 300 rupees. Master Sword, 20 rupees. Heart Container, and a piece of heart. So we're almost there at the Sora money.
We also have the Aga play with the Master Sword at this point.
Only a lamp away from having to go up to Aga, but pretty sure one of the runners would gamble and maybe go into Eastern Palace if they get a lamp.
Well, again, with it being Randomizer, the need for the bow to get to the boss is removed, but it's still a matter of what weapon you need for said boss. And just bombs there, and Matt says no, and Link keeps going.
Looks like Matt is going to checking out Uncle and probably going to do a castle check as well.
Interesting, Link actually is using the warp to go check Bonk Rocks. And finds a big 20.
A little bit closer to the Sora money.
Still 50 bucks away. And back in the water we go. So interesting, good use of knowing what the whirlpools do and being able to route in an additional check while he's doing the Zora area.
Definitely very good to know the portals in the water.
I'm pretty sure Water Walk, you have to have the Moon Pearl, right?
No, you don't actually need a Moon Pearl for water walking.
Oh, interesting. And
There's your Sora money from the hobo.
We got a rich hobo today, which means Zora money for Sir Link.
Some pretty nasty big spikes there for Matt Downey in the escape part.
We got a Hinox. Hey, but there's Tempered Sword, so if you don't bomb the Hinox, certainly got the ability to get that. Alright.
A Tempered Sword is always nice in Randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hook shot.
Hook shot at the Waterfall of Wishing, and the fairies are handing out fairies.
Convenient spot to get more fairies.
I think I missed it. Did someone say Hammer was on the island? That's what chat's...
Oh.
That is what chat's saying. Well. The king that lives in the water hands out items of fodder, but skip at your peril, the domain of fish feral will be your undoing trotter.
Yeah, I don't think spending 500 rupees for getting 3 bounce was the perfect thing to get.
Nope. Saha has a hoard of cash and a lamp.
Oh.
There's Zaga.
Yep, dead. Starting to feel more like an Ag MC, this one. Looks like Sir Link is very tempted to go to Desert Palace, though.
Meanwhile, Matt is gonna head for Green Pendant Eastern.
Can clear it out. Most, like, he can clear out everything. Maybe except the boss, that we don't know what kind of boss we are dealing with.
Now, the one thing with this is that at this point, because we know Hammer is on Lake Hylia Island, at this point we'd have to be guaranteed 2 gloves and the Moon Pearl to get Dark World, and there's Butter 15 minutes in.
Oh boy. Well, at least we're not lacking swords, so pretty good. Pretty good so far.
But that is interesting. I mean, I would think... You would hope Sir Link, if he was going to do Aga, that he was going to do Escape first, so hopefully he would get his Tempered. But, well, Fire Rod's in Eastern, so he probably will get Butter too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good find here, because that definitely opens up the possibility to clear out more bosses here. Let's see what we find here in Desert Palace.
Small key.
So we got 2 items from Eastern Palace. Pretty good here. I've already got the big key, so could be lucky here and get our 3rd item from the big chest.
And nope, it's a compass.
So there's a map here, so I'm pretty sure that's the big key on the torch of Desert Palace.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter since we already got boots, so...
Mm-hmm. Or... not?
Oh, did I miss the big key?
We must have. Yeah, a big key must have been in that room with all those enemies.
But there's at least one item on well, I can't say Lamola since we don't know if it is or not.
Alright, well, Link is now heading for the eastern area. One thing definitely about Randomizer, most good runners do not need the lamp. In Randomizer, you need the lamp.
Yeah, you want the lamp. That is for sure. You don't want to go into a dark room without knowing what kind of enemy you will bump into.
Alright. Matt is making his way to the boss in Eastern. Link has his lamp and most likely heading into Eastern as well. Alright, this room with Baris is not as bad as I've seen other rooms with, like, this room with a whole bunch of guards. But, alright. What boss do we have today waiting behind Eastern Palace? We have... Trinix!
Yep.
That's a nope. That's a nope.
That's not a... That's a one green pen you will not grab until you get the ice rod.
Alright, Matt gonna do his Zora checks. And there we got confirmation of the hammer since you and I missed it earlier. And there's Link getting to tempered.
Since we already found all the other, like, we can't really get any further into the seed since we already seen all the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean...
So... There's going to be Aga play, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to have to be Aga, and then the question is what's there. So... It doesn't necessarily have to be the Moon Pearl. It could be... You could see a glove, which would get you up the mountain. Also, the boss in desert. But that's... Those two... It really is either a glove or a Moon Pearl at this point. Nothing else really would open up progression.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's just a Moon Pearl. And you have to dip into... well, at this point you have to go into pod if it's the Moon Pearl.
Front of escape has been checked. There was a sword there, which is why Matt's at butter. But I don't know if we found the key to check the back.
Pretty sure we didn't find it. I'm not sure anymore, so I'm not going to say anything before I see what we actually found in there.
Now, at this point, Matt has not done desert. Link once he finishes Eastern, he's basically going to be the castle's all he's got left at this point. Matt is going to go for that heart container, which, honestly, I'm not going to blame him on that.
Yeah, grabbing some extra heart containers is always good in this game mode because everything hurts. Like, you can find chain jumps and Lionels pretty much everywhere, so you don't want to end up in a situation like that.
And Matt is heading for desert. I kind of understand this, although to be honest at this point, like, realistically, a lot of runners are basically going to be like, look, I ain't doing Aga until I absolutely have to, but realistically, like, unless you were to find... I guess you can find a glove that opens up Death Mountain, but it's looking real... At this point, you gotta be assuming Aga's gotta be the play.
I think both Matt and SirLink is pretty much thinking the same, like you were saying, but for Matt is only a glove away, so that glove could be here in Desert Palace. So, like for him to go up to the mountain, for example, and clear out his first crystal. If it's a boss we can actually deal with.
Alright, Link. He's turning for the castle. Now, he has not done the front, but realistically, unless either the gloves in Dark Cross or the key which leads to back of escape, you're doing Aga.
I mean, this is pretty much the Aga play at this point. I'm pretty sure they will go for it. I mean, they don't have anything else. SirLink have checked everything. I think Matt only has Bunkrock left.
Yeah, I don't think Matt has done Bonkrocks either.
There's Bunkrocks and Dark Cross as well, so could be something. I mean, it could be. Well, Dark Cross could be a glove, I guess, or the Moon Pearl. There's Butter Sword for SirLinkalot.
Matt's got to be careful with only 2 hearts in that Lionel.
Yep, this is pretty interesting bosses we have here. Well, enemies.
And of course, you could Death Warp, but you have a fairy, so you have to get rid of the fairy if you want to Death Warp.
A very good thing that SirLinkalot actually thought about that before taking the death, so good job, SirLink, for remembering. Let's see what Dark Cross got. Hopefully there's a small key here so you can just finish what's in the bag. Well, I guess we already know what's going to be in the bag, I guess. Since there is a map we need to get.
Alright, Matt checks Bonkrocks, saves and quits. Small key and Dark Cross, so we can get to the back.
Ooh, we got fire bars and we got BMOs in here.
Like I said, if you don't have a lamp...
Ooh, that door is heavily locked by 2 BMOs.
Uh-huh. Alright, we got the key. Matt is heading for Dark Cross as well. Alright. What do we got? Moon Pearl, Piece of Heart, and Aga.
Well, we couldn't escape Aga, but we at least got the Moon Pearl when we are entering Dark World.
Oh! Matt taking a death. But
Got a
he still
fairy,
has
though.
his fairy. He still has his fairy, so... Probably the best time to use it, because you're going to end up death warping anyway. So, into the Gauntlet of Aga Tower. It is certainly a gauntlet being an Randomizer today.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's a chain chomp. There's a chain chomp.
And a Lionel.
And a Hinox. And a Pokey. Like I said,
Boy.
if you do not have a lamp Randomizer.
Oh, there's 2 chain jumps.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy, this is pretty nasty.
The worst part is, if you die, you have to go back through it.
Should probably have that fairy now in that bottle.
At least you know. At least both of our runners know where to get one. Link trying to check stun prize, which is hearts. And SirLink is gonna make full use of that.
Matt's getting a fairy drop from here, so this is very good for Matt.
Oh, he's down to 1 heart though.
Or not. I shouldn't have said too much.
Yeah, you're not leaving heart drops.
This might be one of the nastiest Aga Towers I've seen for a while.
Alright, well... SirLink is now in, so now we can get our guesses in for how many blue balls Aga is going to throw at us, and even though it is Aga, or Randomizer, Aga is still at Aga.
I'm going to go with 6 blue balls.
I mean, with how hellish this is, let's just go 15. Let's just go for it.
Oh boy, you really want them to suffer.
I mean, it would only be poetic.
True.
Alright, first one's required. Next 3 are randomized, as you see one of them being a blue ball. We then get some lightning, and then we spin again. Alright, well, there was 15. So... Alright, 3-1. Wall kicks brings up a good point. That butter sword was pretty much necessary for Aga.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to do the Aga Tower without a butter sword, that's for sure.
Alright, so that's 2. Matt is into his Aga fight. There's 3. 4. This one will be 5 guaranteed, so... There we go, number 4 it is.
At 30 minutes, we have entered Dark World.
And Lake Gordon guessed 4 exactly, so congratulations, you get nothing.
So where do you go now, SirLink? Do you go to... it looks like he's going to Village of Outcasts here.
Yeah, yeah, Link, you kind of need to use the flippers. You can't lift right now. Yeah, for those just joining us, Hammer is on Lake Hylia Island. So we are going to need the mirror for the hammer.
I'm just going to say that we're definitely not lucky. The lack of chain jumps is definitely not a thing in this one.
No,
this is very protected.
Alright, Matt has Aga down. Matt gives us the courtesy of a map check. Swamp, Ice Palace are pendants. Skull Woods is the other 5/6 crystal.
Okay, let's see. Bumper ledge. Do we have anything on bumper ledge? We have 3 bumps.
So, nope. is now going to make his way into Skullwoods.
We can beat the dungeon because, well, depending on which boss there is in here, I'm pretty sure there can't be a cold stare in here, right?
I think you're right. I think so. I honestly don't know the restrictions between what bosses can be where.
The only thing I know is that Krynex cannot be in there. That's one thing I'm 100% sure of.
Chat is saying Cold Stare can, and apparently is super easy.
Interesting. I guess it's because of the spikes. Right, we're starting off with a small key here, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Red Armor in chat is saying you can bounce the puffs into the spikes.
See, this is why we have a chat, because chat knows more than we do, right, Jax?
Exactly! Matt, however, is instead going into Village of Outcasts as opposed to heading for Skullwoods.
Pretty fun spike here.
Ooh, and we got a bow in the chess game. Alright, another key in the bridge room.
We got 3 small keys here for Skullwoods already.
And Matt, not even gonna bother with Thieves Town, just gonna keep on with overworld checks.
So, what do you think the boss will be here in Skullwoods?
Well, I'm gonna go Helmassar. It's just... But yeah, Matt's gonna make his way to Hype Cave.
Ooh, this is an interesting room right before the boss.
Alright, the boss we have is blind.
Better take it easy here, because he's hugging those spikes up there.
Uh-huh. Alright, Link gets through the first phase. Yeah, Link, you don't have any safeties. Alright, piece of heart in Hype Cave. An empty bottle, a glove, and a blue shirt.
I'm pretty decent Hype Cave.
That opens up the mountain. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! So close.
I'm on Matt's team and I still... Oh, that's just painful.
But SirLink is not giving up here.
No, he's not. Matt, meanwhile, is taking that glove and gonna head up the mountain.
This is a good play here from Matt, going up here. There's so many checks you can do here. You got Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave, and maybe you get lucky and you find your second glove up here.
Or the mirror to get the hammer.
That as well.
Alright, round 2.
Taking a lot of damage there from the spikes. That is not good.
Alright, bombs on Spectacle Rock.
Down to one heart again.
We got a Bombos inside Spectacle Rock. Ow!
Yep, that is going to hurt.
Just a little. Just a little.
He's going back.
He's gonna do it. Like, okay, I've been in this spot a number of times, and this is basically the point where you know you've died a couple times, and now you're kind of in that spot of, all right, am I gonna keep going for this, or at what point do you just surrender and say, all right, I can't do it right now?
And that's a good question. He knows the stun price is hearts. So the good thing is if he could pick up, so he gets some beams from the sword beams. But looks like he's not able to get that.
All right, round 3.
While we're having Paradox Cave check here from Matt. Starting off with big 20 and 300 rupees.
Alright, that's 2 phases down. 1, 2. Oh!
No! There's powder for Matt. And another bottle with red potion.
Alright, I gotta say, at this point, I would just be cutting my losses.
Yeah, I think I will just come back here later, to be honest.
Well, he's hopefully gonna go with sword beams this time.
Hopefully that anti-fairy here is not going to mess it up for him, because the anti-fairy is one of the worst enemies in this game. At least in Randomizer when you actually want the sword beams.
Alright. Piece of heart on floating island. And gonna be able to do Spiral Cave the fast way. Although I say fast, but we don't know what enemies are here that you may or may not be able to run into like that. Alright, doing alright. We're doing okay. We're okay. We're now in phase 3 and we lost another heart. 1, 2. There we go!
There we go.
Oh
my god.
For a shield.
But hey, we got first blood from SirLinkalot, first crystal, 40 minutes in.
Alright.
That was the first item we found in Skull Woods, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just been keys up to this point. Okay, Matt with that glove is gonna go check Catfish.
Catfish is an interesting check here because we already seen everything up on the mountains at this point that we can see, so Catfish could definitely have something good here.
Matt also, without Lamp, still gonna stop and pay the extra money for the red potion. Which at this point, with the amount of cash they have, you want the safeties any way you can get them. Tuna, we have red ped. It is the Cane of Burna.
Alright, Catfish, God. Let's see, what do you have?
Heart container.
Heart container. I mean, at this point, I would be happy with that.
All right, Link has his bow.
I think SirLink will just dip into 3-sum because then you will check the four first chests. You will get, and then you will just go to the boss. Most likely not go to the back part in Randomizer.
Yeah, because with Randomizer, the game just places the boss in the room. You don't have to go get the maiden.
Hey, there's your cape.
Yep, so there we go. There's a map. So 2 items in the front. And we'll see what the boss has.
I wonder what boss we will have here. Oh, there's the cannonball dude.
There's the lag with all those enemies. There we go.
And it's Armos Knights.
Good thing we have that bow. Swords actually go reverse in damage with Armos Knights. And there's compass, so that means 2 items in the back.
I'm pretty sure SirLink will not go for the back items. Pretty sure. But you never know.
Matt gonna death warp. And Link is out.
Let's see if Matt is going to... Well, Matt has a lot of potions here, so shouldn't have any issues with blind here in Skull Woods.
Needs to be careful, though. And Link is now doing his South Dark World checks, and we'll get his gloves shortly.
Actually, it's going to be interesting to see who goes to Desert Palace first to get that one item, because Pyramid Fair will be open. Well, yeah, we don't have the hammer, never mind.
Well, no, you could... Alright, Matt, he chugs the potion. You could, if you don't have the hammer, if you have the mirror, you could mirror and then go through the Aga portal.
But yeah, that was good.
But if you have the mirror, you therefore then have the hammer, because the hammer's on Lake Hylia Island, so...
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
So Matt takes down Blind a little bit easier than SirLink did, but it'll be interesting to see where we find next progression.
Link gonna go ahead and make their Aga play. So we've got pods still open. We've got the item on the desert boss. And that's about it.
Yeah, we don't have a lot open right now. That is for sure. Like somebody needs to. We're probably going to see a gamble from one of the runners. Maybe Matt will go to the backside. Don't have the hammer though of Thieves Town, but
Oh yeah, we do still have that back of Thieves Town. Alright, Matt is out of Skullwoods. He's done Village of Outcasts already, so he'll be going right into Thieves Town.
and then the interesting part starts. Where will Matt go? Because we will see SirLinkalot do the mountain, and it's going to be interesting to see where he goes as well.
I mean, while we've got a minute, as they're doubling back over, please be sure to give both SirLinkalot and Matt7898 follows on Twitch for the entertainment they're putting on today.
Very good runners, both Matt and SirLinkalot. Very skilled runners. Let's see, Matt's going to take care of Armor's Knights, and then we will see what the decision will be from Matt. All right, so Matt's saving quitting. So where do you think he goes?
Pod, probably. Or I don't think he a desert. That means desert.
Matt did everything as SirLink did in Desert, right? Except the boss. So we will only see one more new thing here, so it's just going to be whatever boss we have and the item.
Chat also reminding us that will open, if we can beat the boss, it will open up Pyramid Fairy, but without the mirror, and then by proxy the hammer. Can't get to it.
SirLinkalot is just following Matt right now, so whatever Matt finds, he will have it a little bit earlier, but they're pretty much even at this point.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Matt making his way through the Desert Gauntlet. Which is a lot easier today because of no BMOs.
All right, let's see what boss we have, and if we get a mirror here, because we pretty much need a mirror at this point.
It is Argus.
Which we can beat, so that is pretty sweet, actually. Okay, so is this myths or is it a mirror here on Argus?
Or could be none of the above. Very quick work of Argus for Matt. And it's just a piece of heart.
Definitely not what the runners want from this boss.
No, they don't.
So I guess the only two options you have right now, it's back of Thieves Town or it's Pod.
And honestly, given the situation of Aga Portal being your only way into Dark World,
Yeah,
you're doing Pod first.
definitely Pod.
Pyramid Ferry is open, but we have no way to get to it without the mirror or the... Well, hammer's on floating island, so... Yeah, we kind of need the mirror right now. Nice job by SirLinkalot on that Argus kill as well.
Three crystals for both runners, but there's no sign of that mirror that unlocks pretty much everything in the seed.
We could also find Titan's Mitts, but that would only open up... Well, that would open up Ice Palace, but it would also open up King's Tomb.
Well, I mean, Pendant Ice Palace without a hammer? Nasty.
Yeah, I'm saying it's nasty. It is nasty. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to think of what we could find at this point. Chad also reminding us it would also be Dark Death Mountain too. Alright, there's Ether.
One step closer to that go mode, since we are only Quake medallion away to have all the medallions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pod is still hammer locked in Randomizer because there's pegs you have to get past. All right. So we got big key. Matt getting another death warp going.
Well, SirLinkalot is getting dead right over here. Alright, so one item found in pod. Let's see if there's something else here in the back that is extra helpful for our runners.
There's 4 of them. And there's one that's not helpful.
And it's helpful if you want to buy some potions, I guess. Alright, so let's see. We have the flute.
Toot. There's the flute. Doesn't really help us with progression right now, because without Titan's Mitts, no way we're getting to Mire, and we can already get up the mountain.
And that was item number 3, right?
Mm-hmm. But there's Titan's Mitts.
Well, now we can enter Mire area.
So that's going to open up quite a bit. So now we're going to see what the runners decide to do. Obviously, Matt is going to get that flute activated.
Probably going to check King's Tomb before activating the flute.
And that he does.
Sir Link.
Link, you can't do that.
Sir Link, you need a hammer. Sir Link.
You need the pound thingy. You know, the thing you needed because you weren't able to death warp? Or you needed to death warp? Anyway, words. Hard.
Oh, okay. So he just wants to activate the thing here. The cutscene.
Okay. Not sure I agree with that, but okay.
That is the galaxy brain. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he remembered when he was in that cutscene. I don't have the hammer.
We'll certainly ask if we get an interview. But into the Mire area, Matt goes. And I couldn't see what the medallion was.
Not me either, actually. There's a heart container, and we are getting our green rupee.
So...
So let's see, where is Matt going?
Matt, again, the thing, the pound thingy, you need that for... Turtle
Accidents
Rock
happen.
entrance.
You're so used to having have a hammer at like 1 hour in. You're so used to having it.
He's about to get reminded right about now.
That is what Randomizer does to you.
So now he's gonna go through this form.
Well, it's Super Bunny Cave, 2 items, and then we have we only have 4 more checks in Hookshot Cave, and that's about it.
There's still back of there's the mirror.
There we go. Now we can get this seed going.
What we can't skip is, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please join us for the playing of the National Swag Deck Anthem. And the Hawk's about to rock. And we salute you. 2 heart containers so far in Hookshot Cave. There's a big 20 and bombs. Alright, Matt gonna check on Turtle Rock. We got ether there. And it's ether at both places.
So as it looks like right now, we're only Samaria away from go mode, since we know where the hammer is.
And that Trinex we ran into is an Eastern, which is a pendant. So,
Well, I mean, we could have one more Trinex, right?
I mean, we could.
Oh, nice. Half magic on Ether Tablet.
And Link heading into Mire.
Could be a good play here if he finds Cane of Samaria.
Small key to start in Hera. And Compass. So, coffee break or Hera pot. We're
looks
doing
like
Hera pot.
Yeah, looks like a Hera pot here.
Gets it done. Now, there still is that small problem of if the big chest has an item. But one of them is in the compass chest.
I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a Helmasaur in here.
Well, I'm gonna call what it is. It's a vanilla troll.
Is this even randomized?
Not this one. Just your standard 2-eyed troll, swing and a spin and a troll is a dead. And there's a second item, so Herapot officially saved time. There's a big key. gotta think this is probably a smith chain to hammer play. Or he may just skip the smith chain, just go straight for the hammer.
I think he will just go straight for the hammer, since I'm pretty sure he wants to do a hammer pegs during the smith play, or maybe not.
Alright. Smith's handing out hearts today.
So far, this play in Meyer haven't really paid off.
It's the last two checks here. There's a key. And another key. So out we go.
SirLinkalot heading up here to the mountain, going to get their mirror actually, so we'll be a little bit behind Matt. We'll come down to where we will find that cane of tomorrow actually, at this point.
Yep. We definitely need cane. We may still need Ice Rod, because there may be another Trinax. There's another piece of heart. So you've got Meyer, which we know has nothing. You've got Pendant, Swamp, and Ice. Kind of feel like you can finish Pod. I lost track of the item, so I don't know if there's an item on the boss.
There's an item on the boss, because we already found a map and the compass.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one item there, then you could go to Swamp Palace now and finish that one off.
Which, with that flute to 4, I think that's what... Well, Matt may go to Pod. Although if you were going to Pod, you would flute to 5.
I might do Pyramid Fair into Pod, but I feel like doing Swamp House might be more attractive at this point.
That's where he's heading. Yeah, both runners have known where Hammer has been for quite a while. Just because of not having the mirror, they couldn't get to it. Alright. So we're heading into swamp. Big key in the second chest.
SirLinkalot is not going for that Herapod.
Nope.
So let's see if Swamp Palace actually pays off. Definitely feels like there could be at least that Samaria in here, or maybe an Ice Rod.
Now the one difference is, Linkalot knows that the pedestal has the Cane of Burna. Matt does not know that.
Alright, he never checked pedestal.
Yes, the Burna is the blue cane. Samaria is the red cane, is the one that we're looking for right now.
Okay, let's see if we get what we need from Swamp Palace, because otherwise I guess we go back to Pod right after Swamp Palace.
That or ice. Alright, shoulder him down for Link. Alright. Boss check for Matt. If it's not a Trinex, we can do it. It's a Lambo.
Yeah, it is a Lamola, so this is going to be a pretty free fight here. Butter Sword and Fire Rod.
And down goes Lambo for a big 20.
I think there's at least one more item on the left side, right?
Yeah, wonder if we'll see Matt go for it. I mean, at this point, you're waiting on Kane.
Going back in, I think this is the correct thing to do here when you're missing at least one item and one key item. I think it would be pretty interesting to see if SirLinkalot went into Ice Palace right after picking up the hammer. I don't think he will do it. Looks like we're heading back off to Pod.
Alright.
I mean, it makes sense. There's one more item, and it's yet another crystal we need.
Mm-hmm.
A nice clip from Matt.
You know what's funny? I never realized that clip was... I never thought about doing it that way, but that makes sense.
Actually, when I've tried to do it, I've always managed to mess up. And there's your ice rod.
Well...
Did anybody say pod into Eastern to get your green pendant? I mean, that could be very huge, that ice rod.
Alright, Matt, most likely this is going to be for Pyramid Fairy. And then you got to imagine that that would be into the Pod Eastern combo. Because both of them have seen that Trinex is at the Eastern boss.
I mean, if this is Samaria here for Matt behind the Pyramid Fairy, it's go mode.
And we got Vanilla Helma.
Really? "17 hammer hits and 2 slashes with the butter sword, and down goes Helmasaur."
And there's Quake, which doesn't really matter because we've got all the items and a red shirt from Helmasaur.
Hey, we wanted a red item, but it's not the right thing, right?
Nope. Matt, meanwhile, is not going to Pod. He's gonna go do Graveyard Ledge.
I think it's a very good thing to do. Just you're already isolated this check, and since you committed to do Pyramid Fairy, just get it done with. The SirLinkalot heading to Swamp Palace as well.
Or could be Pyramid Fairy.
I didn't think about that so much.
Yep.
Yeah, there's your mushroom, by the way.
So that is Pyramid Fairy for Link. See what he does after that. Gotta think Matt turns in that mushroom now, which does.
And the mushroom turns into a bugnet.
Well, if you want swag, Matt doesn't want swag.
So we only have like I think we have Ice Palace, the Green Pendant, and the item, of course, on Trinex in Eastern Palace.
And Matt is going for the Green Pendant. I think there's an item on Trinex also.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Did we say we didn't see K45, right?
Yes, Matt did it while he was doing his Smith chain, and there wasn't anything in there.
Oh, right.
There is also
pretty interesting that go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say there's also Ice Palace, which is what Link's doing.
I actually like this play from SirLinkalot, going to Ice Palace instead of Swamp. I was gonna say that it's pretty interesting that Matt didn't take the portal, so he could finish up Pod at the same time as Eastern.
We're looking for a red cane, and honestly, at this point, since we know Swamp doesn't have anything, There's still the back of Thieves Town, so we're not down to these last 2 locations.
Starting off with a compass here in Ice Palace.
Ack also reminding us that we got hammer pegs, bat, and spike capes still on the table too.
One Trinix coming up here for Matt. Butter Sword, half magic. Should be pretty free.
Alright. Done with phase 1. Alright, Trinix down.
Let's see if is this Arcane of Samara here. In that case, this is go mode.
Nope. Heart piece. But green pendant, so Sahasula may have a cane. Oh! Link got the hook shot in the wrong spot, and now gonna have to do the bomb jump again. Gets it done. There we go.
Let's see it. One green pendant to turn in. Is this the cane?
Nope, it's bombs. Chloe, Link has been to Meyer. We know Meyer does not have the cane. So back to Thieves Town now, or Village of Outcasts.
I think there's going to be hammer pegs here. Slash,
And there it is!
Oh my goodness.
1 hour, 25 minutes, 23 seconds. SirLinkalot maybe isn't go mode unless we run into another Trinix.
I was actually going to say that. Maybe in go mode, because we don't know what's in GT. Or, for that matter, in Meyer.
Or Turtle Rock, because I gotta get Turtle Rock too.
But it's definitely looking good for SirLinkalot in that matter. I think for Matt, it won't take him that long. Like he will head to Ice Palace sooner or later.
Yeah, the one problem for Link at this point is the Ice Rod is in left side swamp. So if we see another Trinix, then this race massively swings back into Matt's corner.
I would still put Matt in a good position. So I wouldn't say this is over yet, because Matt will head over and get their cane from Ice Palace sooner or later. He doesn't have that many checks left, to be honest.
No, I mean, he's basically got... He's either going to go into Thieves Town now, or flute to either Ice or Meyer. He's fluting to Ice.
This Ice Palace, Matt will be definitely in go mode when he gets his cane some more here.
Alright, so basically at this point, we know Matt's gonna get his cane. He will be in go mode because he has all of the items to defeat all the bosses. Linkalot is missing the Ice Rod from left side swamp, and if we find another Trinix, that will cause problems for Link. As someone in chat pointed out, WimFox470, we essentially have 4 chances for a second Trinix. Meyer, Turtle Rock, and then Lammo 2 and Trolldorm 2, maybe Ice Armos, depending on where the big key is.
Trinix can't be on Moldorm 2, so...
Okay. So 4 for certain with Ice Armos, but that would depend on the key. But we are going to see what we have as the Meyer boss. And it's another Helmasaur.
Good thing for SirLinkalot here. He definitely needs this. He definitely needed this to be something that's not Trinex. There we go. SirLinkalot takes down Helmasaur, and yet another time. 6 crystal. Going to go to Turok now, and hopefully there's no Trinex for SirLinkalot. Otherwise, he will be in big trouble.
That's only the first boss we've seen doubled, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay. So 2 more of them can be.
And Matt will be in go mode in just a few seconds here. Or...
Nope, he's gonna do the right side first.
As Chad is pointing out, we can't save any portals here, so no matter for SirLinkalot, if this is the Trinex here, even if it wasn't for because he did, then he wouldn't be able to save because he needs to go to Swamp Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Go moding Turok is not that fast either, so it's not like he's not going to be able to save that much time in here. And Icefra was in left side Swamp Palace.
Oh boy. That chain chop's gonna be... well, you can get around it, but if there's more chain chops...
Well, I mean, we have seen a lot of chain jumps so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's like another one. 1 hour 31 minutes. Go mode for Matt.
So realistically, at this point, it's a matter of... is there another Trinex in our path?
We have come down to that path now that the only thing that really can put SirLinkalot in a bad position, it's another Trinex.
Yeah, otherwise he's got a pretty sizable lead at this point.
I don't think SirLinkalot feels that 100% secure right now, since like we always say when we play Randomizer, like you're not in go mode until you find out Ice Fraud. Looks like we have a vanilla big key here in Turok. No, we already found it. Never mind. Probably looking for an ice rod. Still here, SirLinkalot.
Alright. Oh, Matt's got to be careful. Gonna chug a potion here. I mean, one thing we should point out for those who are joining us. Link, Blind was at Skullwoods, and Link died probably like 3 times trying to beat Blind in Skullwoods. So you gotta think that has to be weighing on him at this point.
Yeah, I think he feels behind at this point. Definitely, I would definitely feel behind if I had been like if I died 4 times to a boss, I would definitely feel behind. Beautiful spike there.
Yeah. Ooh. There's the key. And he's still checking, because, like you said, it's not truly go mode until you find that ice rod.
At this point, it looks like SirLinkalot will not find that ice rod for a while.
If ever. Although, again, just depends on if we run into a Trinex along the way.
If there's no Trinex here, the only Trinex SirLinkalot will most likely find is if there's one in GT, because I would assume that he would go to Swamp.
Yep.
And not. Because he already knows what's in Eastern. And we got
Argus.
Okay, we got Argus here.
Alright, so
and that's our second Argus.
He's getting into GT. So we've seen an Argus, so that's the second double.
There we go. That's our 7th crystal for SirLinkalot. So I think, Gex, do you want to play a game?
Yes, I do want to play a game, because there are 22 locations where that Ganon's Tower Big Key can be in the basement of Ganon's Tower. If you want to play in our guessing game, you need to guess a number between 1 and 22. And I think we forgot to start the bot, so hold on a second, guys. Hold on. What's the command again?
I don't know.
It's changed. Well, anyway, what you guessing, Nelson?
Tile room 22. What do you think, Jax?
17. All right, there's the bot, guys.
Hurry up and get your numbers in.
Guesses are closed.
All right.
All right.
Hope room. Chest number 1. 3 bombs. 0 arrows.
No key, so you gotta go left. Number 3. Pour to cash.
see, chest number 4 is going to be small key. Chest number 5, small key. Chest number 6, 50 rupees, and chest number 7 will be 20 rupees.
All right. Number 8. Bottle.
That's our last bottle of the seed.
All right, number 9. All right, checks number 10 through 13. Compass, number 10, 11, sticks, 12, red rupee, 13, sticks.
Matt is taking care of Helmasaur over here in Pod. I just got one more dungeon to clear out, and that's Turrock. And then we start Matt's journey up GT as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do we have at Ice Starmos? We have Lammo. That's the third double, so we're not going to see a Trinex.
SirLinkalot is safe, guys. So, the SirLinkalot is definitely in go mode.
He certainly is.
That was 17, right?
15, 16, and 17, yes. Alright, 18. Small key 19. Map 20. There it is. So, T-Stu14, you guessed number 20, so you get 30 points on the leaderboard. Congratulations. So now, SirLinkalot just has the gauntlet.
Let's see what kind of evil enemies we have put into GT Climb. You never know what's in here, so everything can happen still. This is a randomizer after all, so... Right, gauntlet time, and we're just going to kill as many enemies as possible here. Pretty easy when you have silver arrows, half magic, and butter sword.
Cypher Signal. Why does Linkalot know Trinex is not in the Lambo 2 room? Because in the Randomizer, the full boss shuffle, it duplicates only 3 enemies for duplicating the 3 bosses in GT. So we have seen 3 bosses duplicated so far. And we know that Trinex is in Eastern, so therefore we cannot find another Trinex.
Let's see what we have here. We got Mothula, our first and only Mothula. Well, we could probably have one more, but if we haven't found all our duplicates.
Well, we had Lambo,
Argus,
and
Helmasaur.
Helmasaur.
Thing was, you only got Vitreous or Cold Stare. I don't think. Well, yeah, Cold Stare and Biddy still on Molten 2.
Excuse me.
SirLinkalot's not going to check any more chests here because we have everything we need for a Ganon fight.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful room here with 2 large spikes here. Not dangerous at all.
Nope, and it's Vitreous.
Don't blink because you're going to miss a fight here because silver arrows on Vitreous is pretty much free.
And down he
There we go.
goes.
Well, the only thing here that could be very nasty if there is a wall master here. It looks like... Oh, oh boy.
He's got the cape and he's through.
That could have been very nasty.
Alright, but time for Linkalot's geometry test. Alright, that was only a single. Another single. There's a double. Single. Alright. Aga 2 is done for SirLinkalot, so it is time for the big pig.
I'd get some bacon. And this fight should be pretty much... It shouldn't be any issues with this fight. You got Butter Sword, you got half magic, silver arrows. I think you have a bit of a few potions as well.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Lankalot's on phase 3. As Matt heads in. Gonna go left to start.
Oh, come on, Gannon, stop teleporting. I think our runners have had enough.
Yeah, we're gonna kill you one way or another. And phase 4. Ooh, that'll set up nicely. 1, 2. Oh, only got a double.
Oh.
But gets it done anyway.
Go. Get your GG's in chat for SirLinkalot. The only enemy he still have left is that bridge over here.
And once he walks through the door, SirLinkalot finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 23 seconds. Spam those GG's in chat.
And the windfish will wake soon.
And that is a win for you guys over in Op Get Good. And so you guys will be getting up to 12 points.
We're splitting this week, Jax. We're splitting it up, nice and fair, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping we could pull up to after the win earlier in the week. I was kind of hoping that we could potentially get into a 500, but that isn't gonna happen because SirLinkalot, you managed to pull it out. GG.
GG's.
Thank you.
So, how are you feeling after Mothula?
After
blind. After blind, I meant blind. Sorry.
I felt incredibly behind. I was just like, after I died the second time, I'm like, I need to just leave. I'm wasting too much time. It's like, no, I feel like there's an item on here. And then there was, and that was just a small stream. I'm like, great, I wasted, I don't know how much time here. So that's when I started doing, like, I need to make gambles at this point. That's why I jumped into Misery Mire when I got there.
Yeah, I mean, the big difference was Matt ended up doing, when you guys got Mirror and Hammer, he ended up going to Swamp Palace instead of going to Ice. And that was kind of the big difference. But, I mean, this seed was kind of brutal early on in terms of, you know, basically you had the swords to do aggro for a while, but it took you a while to find the lamp.
Yeah, and then that Ega maze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nightmare.
I bet you won that fairy you had to use in the escape for death warping. You definitely won that one in the climb.
Yeah, I was like, I wish I had this fairy, because I'm just like, it's like, okay, maze, and the first thing I see is a chain jump. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful.
And then you get another chain jump in the same room. So beautiful, right?
Yeah, I was, as soon as I got past the room, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my time with the rest of these rooms, because I don't want to have to go through that again.
Also, when you were in pod, did you forget that you didn't have the hammer when you activated the cutscene?
Yep, I was just going back there. I'm like, okay, I was thinking, like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I was just like, I was still a little tilted from the deaths on blind, so part of me just wasn't thinking. I was like, okay, let's go kill the boss. And then when I activated the cutscene, I'm just like, the hammer's sitting on Lake Hylia Island. I can't do this. I need to go to the back and look for items. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
I'd say me and Jax got a few laughters from that one because it looked very funny.
So, Ack the Boker in chat is wanting to ask, how do you feel about how strong our Village of Outcast division is?
I really like the division. It's a really strong division. I'm looking forward to the next, few weeks to see how tight the race is, especially for playoffs. Because I feel like it's going to be a very, very tight race for the top 3 spots.
Yeah. It's interesting because at least for us on the Talking Heads, it's funny because we're getting like all of the like tough tough teams in the first in like the first few weeks, because we already had to face off against Fry team. We got you guys this week, and then we're gonna have Old Swag at Jackson. I think we have them next week. Yeah, we do. So I mean, we're getting all the tough guys out of the way first.
Yeah, no, we did Yoshi's on skis week 1. We've got Farame on cross keys week, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Old Swig at Jackson, we have co-op week, and I have just a small feeling that that's going to be a very, very large week for both of our teams.
Mm-hmm. So how hard were you sweating on that ice rod once you found the cane?
I mean, it was in the back of my mind. Like, I don't remember how many duplicates I had seen at that point. That's why I was, still checking stuff. I'm like, okay, I realize that I can do the gauntlet and Trinex is waiting for me. I know if I make it past the gauntlet, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then also he could have been Trinex on ice as well, and the big key could have been behind him. But it was in the back of my mind. I wasn't too worried about it because with everything else that I had done, I felt like if Ice Rod was required, I was probably going to lose the game at that point.
Do you want to know where it was?
I'm going to guess Swamp.
Left side.
Yeah.
That gamble of not doing Swamp Pass real paid off for you, SirLink, since you didn't really need it this time around.
Yeah, when I was making the decision, that's kind of why I did the big bomb before anything else. Was I wanted to start weighing my options as far as a gamble because I knew I needed to make one, and I'm thinking Swamp is the more logical play because there's 6 items sitting in there. Ice, you don't have Cane of Samaria, so if you are using Icebreaker and everything, then might even be less likely to go to Ice Palace now. And the fact that you're looking for Cane, so I was just like, Ice Palace seems like a good play. Why not?
I gotta say, I got a little bit of flashbacks from Cane of Samaria in Ice Palace since me and Jax Monday, so.
Mm-hmm.
Matt is jumping down to join Ganon. But how did you feel otherwise, SirLink, except the whole blind situation there in the beginning?
That was kind of the biggest thing that just kind of threw me off, and it took me a little bit to just kind of get my head back where it needed to be. That's why I was kind of making, not necessarily routing mistakes, but just movement mistakes, and just kind of when I'm thinking ahead of what I need to do and not thinking of what I was doing right at that moment. So that's why I went to try to go to the boss in pod. And it's like, hey, I just did the cutscene early. That's all it was. But there were a couple of other things that I did just because I was a little tilted. As soon as I found Samaria, I felt like it could be close at that point, because it was like if he went to Swamp first and full clear Swamp and then pretty much finds everything else the way he needs to, then all of my time that I spent in blind probably would even out at that point. So I was just like, I need to go. The Wallmaster at the very top of GT, that got my heart pounding because I heard it and I'm just like, where's it coming down? And I saw where my character was like, okay, I'm fine. And I'm going to put the cape on to get through the rest of this room just to be safe.
Yeah, it was smart. Oh, and a nice triple from Matt to finish off the race.
I get your GGs in chat for Matt. Just going to cross that bridge, and then we are done with Randomizer week for both OP Get Good and Talking Heads.
Yep, and Matt finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 35 seconds. GG. So we'll see if we get Matt joining us. GG, Matt.
Thanks.
GG's.
GG.
GG Link.
So, I mean, for you, Matt, came down to Pendant Ice Palace. Just pick the wrong pendant dungeon almost.
Yeah, I went to decided to go to Swamp first because I could do Swamp into Pyramid Fairy, and that was, 8 items there. Then I found the Ice Rod, so I was like, well, I should probably follow the Ice Rod and go beat Trinex and get the 2 items in Eastern, because if the Cane is, in one of the one-offs that I haven't checked yet, I was probably screwed. Then I found it. When I found an Ice Palace, I felt pretty bad, but I didn't feel that bad. And then I was just like, please give me a Trinex and Meyer, Totorock, Pod, or the Landmo 2, but it did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, Seed was pretty cruel early on in terms of giving you all the swords, but not having the lamp for Aga, and then, I mean, pretty much still turned out to be Aga no matter what. And that Aga tower, that was a very painful Aga tower.
Yeah, it was brutal. I'm surprised I didn't die. That maze, especially because I lost. We couldn't have the fairy because, well, I just died. But if I hadn't died, I would have death warped anyway. I was taking hits half on purpose anyway, right? And so we got the fairy it was from the waterfall, right? And God, those chain chomps and the pokey too, that just cornered you. At least we had the gold sword. I would have died in there so many times if I didn't have the gold sword.
I gotta say that the Aga Tower was very nasty.
Yeah.
So, with that, we were talking about the fact earlier of our Village of Outcast division and where we are with that. That puts Up Get Good. You guys are going to end up going to 4-2 so far. So you're going to be tied with old Swagga Jackson in the standings. Unfortunately, us talking heads, we're dropping to 2-4. So, 3 weeks in, I mean, with Team Fryme at 6-0, it's going to be very tough for anyone to get past them as the top seed in our division. But there's still a lot of rando left to be played.
Yeah, especially there's some really interesting weeks coming up too. The mystery and cross keys, some of the more difficult game modes. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. So, Matt, SirLinkalot, any final thoughts before we wrap up shop?
No, just thanks for the commentary and the restream, and GG's to SirLinkalot.
Yeah, pretty much same for me. Thanks to volunteers for doing the commentary tracking. Yeah, again, GG's, Matt.
I guess that pretty much sums everything up here from our side, Jex.
Yeah, certainly does. Certainly does. Thanks again to matt7898 and for SirLinkalot for the race. Please be sure to give both of them follows on Twitch. Want to give a shout out to our tracker Frunkin for keeping track of all those items along the way. And Nilson Alex, it was certainly a pleasure racing against you and sharing the commentary booth this week.
Yeah, same to you, Jex, and it was fun to do comps, and it was way funnier to do comps than racing against you. I can tell you that much.
True. Well, all right. So we've got on the ALTTPR League 2, we've got Team Awesome of Yoshi versus Team Heim Kermit. We've got at 3:10, which actually should be just underway. We've got Sick Nasty of Feline Paralysis versus Aln of Shovel is the True Go Mode on SpeedGaming 3, and then we got a few more races tonight, so check out that schedule, keep on that, and then we head into the Mystery Seed week next week. So, for SirLinkalot, for Matt, for Nelson Alex Frunkin, I am Jex Reffi. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next mission.
Good evening.